Hello everybody, here is Jonathan, and I'm very excited to show my new example showing ChatGPT with timescaledb as a long-term memory for the project. So basically I have a very simple file here that is on the examples, ChatGPT. I have instructions here. You can see that I already exported two keys, and these instructions are the first seed for the conversation. So let's see what we talk to this, what we talk to the chat GPT, and what we can do with this small example. So the base of this example is that the chat GPT can say query and interact with the database using a string. So in case I ask something, ChatGPT can just write a query, and then I'm going to execute this query because we have a small software that do this and save the previous history in the database. So every time we have a new interaction, we have this context that's very similar to what ChatGPT do on chat.openai.com. So you have this memory and context, and then instead of like keeping it there in their website, you can have the control and use your favorite tool. That's the command line. Obviously, if you are a fan of command line like me, you see that it's very hard to get rid of it. So let's get started, and these instructions, they are used by this file here that is the OpenAI CLI. So let's see what we have in the OpenAI CLI. We are using a gem file here with timescaledb, and just like I'm using it as an example of this repository, that's the gem. And we also have a REST client here, and also Pry, because Pry is the best way to debug if we need to stop and understand the code. That's perfect. So we just have one table here, that's the conversation, right? And this table, conversation, I think we have the definition here, yes. So in the main function here, we have the definition of the table. So we create the timescaledb extension, and then we make it hyper table. So basically what we have is user input, AI response. So as we keep evolving, we have more responses, and we also have this user ID, which we use to say who is interacting now. So we have this let's say a way to identify and group segment some of the inputs. So you can have several different conversations saying that you are a different user ID. Maybe we should call it a different name. So here we say user ID, and maybe we can also think about another name. So I can rename it later. The idea here is show how we are going to use it, and we have this user ID here. So when let me just show this. So if I say minus chat, I will start a new chat, and then I can just start with something here. So let's do Ruby OpenAI minus chat, and then we have a user ID here. So here is Jonathan's intro, right? So that's what we are going to do here. Intro to chat GPT Ruby CLI. So when we do this, it says that I need the connection string, and I just refactor it to also accept the PG URI. So it's just a validation here that is really not working. So the error is saying that usage arguments provided. Okay, so This validation now it's not necessary. We can just say index let's just transform it to be like if we let's try to run again. Okay, now we have this. It's using this big name, so I will not like continue with this name. I will just create a small one that will be called J. That is like my initial names. Okay, so now I can say show me how many conversations I already have with you. So, and then it went to the database, stacking 0 conversations. It's just a log message that I have. And then we have the query response saying select count from conversations. Now I can just say do it again because like I don't have a conversation, but let's see if it adds a new record in the database. Okay, let's see. So now you can see that you have had one conversation with me so far. So it worked. Yay, 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 yay. Nice. And for some reason, my query here has some error because I just did something wrong. Probably it's a bug in my algorithm or something that is just like not